Do Republican men secretly aspire to be like Muslim men? This past weekend, Bloomberg magazine released an article regarding some comments former New York City mayor and former presidential candidate Rudy Giuliani made in regards to Hillary Clinton's competency to serve as president. Giuliani said Mrs. Clinton is, quote, too stupid, unquote, to be president for believing her husband when he said he had no relations with then intern Monica Lewinsky. The article did also point to the flaw in Giuliani's reasoning, being that a cheating spouse engaging in philandering is not a direct reflection on their partner, but more so on the cheater's own mental misgivings. But his comments give clear insight into Giuliani's reasoning, or beliefs if you will. It also went on to note that Mr. Giuliani has previously used a press conference before to announce he was leaving his then wife for his new mistress. If this was an isolated incident, it would hardly be worth mentioning, but the fundamental Republican attitude toward women in general is quite troublesome. Regardless of their words to contradict this charge, let's take a look at an example. We just invoked former presidential candidate Rudolph Giuliani. Now let's examine current candidate Donald J. Trump. Mr. Trump has a well-documented history of an inferior view of women since early on in his celebrity, to the extreme that for me to go into it would only belabor the point. He publicly struggles with this even in the heat of the presidential race, as if it were a nervous tic or coping mechanism. In my experience, I have found that men who have to overemphasize their masculinity do so to shield some hidden insecurity of some sort. Degrading others, especially the members of the opposite sex, provides a form of self-worth. He and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rudy Giuliani aside, let's pose a pertinent question. Other than the attractive spokespersons who don meaningless party titles such as Ann Coulter and Tomi Lahren, no disrespect to them, but they are obvious examples to use, where are the Republican counterparts to Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, or Elizabeth Warren? There aren't any, and that's the point. Republican men are threatened by any female power figure, even such a concept within their own party. Women are seen and only heard in a supportive capacity, never in an actual leadership role. If we think of the society of Saudi Arabia, I can draw clear commonalities that the two ideologies share in their view of women. What are your thoughts? Do you agree or disagree? The hope is to engage in a constructive discourse. Do not just comment, because that renders it a meaningless blurb. Please give a reason for your opinion.